Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our webinar today, 30 minutes to help you get some strategies to succeed in a one-person library. Let's get started. My name is Susanna and I work here at SoftLink IC as a marketing researcher. Today, we're going to be looking at some of the challenges of managing a one-person library. But we don't want it to be doom and gloom. We are going to share with you 7 tips for success that we hope make a difference. Let's kick things off now with tip number 1. Really, working in a one-person library is all about you. So let's talk about how you can organise yourself and manage your time. Organise yourself by prioritising tasks and projects that need to get done and stay on top of them. That's a bit of a no-brainer, I know, but it's essential in a one-person library. Even though there's only you, take the time to plan your work and tasks for the day and set achievable goals. Consider any potential distractions. Don't let them be a surprise. And disruptions might also arise, so plan for them accordingly. You know what they say, failing to plan is planning to fail. What a very zen start to our webinar today. Now let's think about how you can manage your time. Get yourself an ILMS. That's probably the biggest takeaway for today. That will help you automate as many tasks as you can. Use volunteers or interns if you have them available. And think about developing some policies or procedures to help keep your decisions simple and clear. You don't want to be reinventing the wheel every time something comes up. Think about how you can also use technology such as dashboards or other workflow management tools to help streamline your processes. This can help you save a bucket load of time and energy in your one-person library space. We all know how easy it is for our to-do list to become a to-didn't list. Speaking of creating guidelines and processes, think about how they would tackle problems or issues that arise, like overdue fines or damages to resources you might have. Think about also the instructions you've got for your borrowers or users or patrons for common or frequent activities that they might conduct within your library or information centre, such as reservations or returns. These simple little changes will help you feel like you have more hands on deck, and the load will start to slowly shift from you being involved in every little detail, making it seem like you've actually got more hands on deck. Here is Liberty with our brand new dashboard in the admin area. And I wanted to show you this today to help you see how easy it is for you to manage some common and frequent tasks. So what you can see here is our dashboard. The widgets you see here are customizable, and you've even got a things to do area off to the side. So at a glance, we can have a look at loans that we've got overdue. And what we can easily do is go ahead and complete a bulk renew or bulk extension of those loans. Very easy for you to get stuck into those to-do lists. Let's head back to the dashboard now and have another look at some of the other widgets we've got. If you want to see what's been added to the catalogue recently, you can also check at a glance who's been cataloguing what. So this is a great way for you to stay across what's happening in your system. So this is live and updated automatically as activities are processed within your system. Let's have a look at tip number 2. Help your patrons help themselves with technology and help yourself in the bargain. As I said earlier, use an ILMS. It's going to become your best friend. Make sure it's hosted and cloud-based. This means that your users and you can access that system anywhere, anytime. Use technology to automate processes such as cataloging, checking in or checking out resources. Use online databases and resources to give your patrons access to material digitally via the cloud. This lets them visit or contact you anytime they need it. Let technology do the work for you. Your ILMS should be able to track when material has been checked out and returned. Have a plan, preferably an automated one, for dealing with overdues. Sending out reminder notices 3 or 5 days before a resource is due, and also a process for lost or missing resources. Now, moving away from that digital space, let's think about your physical space. Make sense of your physical space around you, however large or small it might be. Think about specific spaces being designated for materials, supplies, resources, and the like. That was really hard to say. This makes it easy for you and your patrons to find what they're after quickly and easily. Make use of the digital collection you have. Actually, try and grow it. However large or small it might be, make sure your patrons can access it anywhere, anytime. Your ILMS should be able to handle all kinds of digital material, such as PDFs, videos, images, RSS feeds, e-journals, and more. Let's have a look at how Liberty manages some of these resources. Here's the OPAC or homepage of our Liberty catalogue. I'm going to do a search that I know has a nice variety of resources, both physical and digital. So as you can see, as we're scrolling through here, we've got some videos, we've got some actual physical resources and some digital ones. With a simple click, my borrower can access information about that resource, including its location and whether it's available. I can also easily access digital content, such as an RSS feed. I can catalogue this once and have it automatically updated with new resources relating to a specific topic or keyword. And as you can see, it's easy to access that content all from within my catalogue. Let's head back and have a look at one more now. And what we're going to look at now is our option to embed videos. So this resource can be viewed entirely from within my OPAC. I can embed a YouTube video, watch it in the screen, or I can maximize it for the full screen view. Easy. What a great way to make a variety of resources available to your patrons. I can also manage, or I can have my borrowers manage their own resources. And you can see here from my portal, I can view my current loans and also my own details. This is our mobile app, and I wanted to show you some similar processes on our mobile app because I wanted to show you how easy it was to do those functions on Liberty Link. Let's have a look at what it would be like to search. So let's do the same search now for those resources in our Liberty Link app. You can see that a lot of the functions in the app mirror those that you see on the OPAC or homepage. And if you're an administrator, you get special access to things like weeding or stock take. Let's do that search again for QWERTY, and you can see that those resources appear easily accessible on the mobile app there. And you can go ahead and click on those resources and reserve or view them just like you would on the homepage. Now, the mobile app also has the ability to borrow and return items. And if you make these available to your users, it is easy. So let's have a look at what that would look like. I'm going to go ahead and borrow an item. So using the camera on my mobile phone, I can scan the barcode, go ahead and loan that item out, and then returning is just as easy. Simple. So if you like, your borrowers can actually have the capacity to loan and return their own items via our Liberty Link mobile app. And that's available on the Google Play and Apple Store. Let's have a look at tip number 3. Let's talk about staying connected. So staying connected with your patrons regularly via newsletters, emails, and even surveys helps you better understand their needs and preferences. Using different methods of communication, such as alerting or current awareness services, text messages, or even social media, helps you reach potential and existing users to keep them up to date on what's happening in your library. Use these existing communication channels to do the heavy lifting for you. For example, in Liberty, you can embed an information box for, say, new resources or a reading list directly onto your corporate intranet page once you've got permission to do it. And it looks pretty cool. Additionally, maximize the relationship with your current patrons by getting some feedback on what they'd like to see in the library or information centre. Show that their input is valued and important. And this will help guide things like collection management, opportunities for training priorities, or even what subscriptions you should be pursuing. Let's have a look at how easy it is in Liberty to stay connected with your patrons. Oh, before we do that though, I wanted to show you an example of the email that gets sent out from our current awareness service. So you can see here that we've got a current awareness email that gets triggered by the addition of new resources. Borrowers can opt in to receive updates via that service, and borrowers can subscribe themselves to this via their profile on the homepage, or you can subscribe them to it for them. Now let's have a look at that video. Let's have a look first at how easy it is to send out a bulk email from Liberty for some new resources. I've got some resources that I think a particular group of borrowers would be interested in, so I'm going to choose those resources, and then I'm going to choose the option to email them out to a list. I've got a banking and finance team that would really like these resources, so I'm going to send that out for them right now. And you can see with just a handful of clicks, I have been able to communicate personally with a selected group of my patrons. Now, let me show you how easy it is to welcome people to the library. I've signed up some brand new borrowers in a department from my team, from my organisation, and I want to send them a welcome email. So I'm going to choose that particular department, and here they are here. And I'm going to head over and I'm going to send them a bulk email. And I'm going to use one of the very handy dandy templates that I have in my system. Why recreate the wheel? And here it is, my welcome email out to my borrowers, letting them know about the great opportunities they've got by connecting with the library. Easy, hey? Let's have a look at what those emails will look like. So on the left-hand side there, you've got the email I sent out, letting them know that there's some new resources that have come through, and you can see that they've got listings and details about where they can find those. And on the other side, we've got the welcome email with a link directly to the library catalogue. I've got a tip for the username and also information about what my borrowing limits are. Obviously, these are all customisable because the templates need to be as unique as your library or information centre. Let's move on to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is all about data. Use data to identify trends, track usage patterns, and uncover new insights that can help inform decision making. Make data your best friend, and you'll be able to understand more about your users, your collection, your finances, and more. Additionally, integrating a library management system with data tracking software can help automate the reporting process, such as Liberty's integration with Google Analytics. Get an idea of what your borrowers are clicking on and where they're heading to. What are some of the things that you can dig into data about? Well, what about tracking circulation? This will help you understand what materials are most popular and help inform decisions about what to purchase in the future. Analyse your patron usage. Use your patron or borrower database to track who's borrowing what. Who's using the library? Who's not using the library? What types of material do they check out? This will help you understand who your patrons are and how you can better serve them. Monitor online activity. Track websites, page views, and downloads to understand how your patrons are accessing online resources. This will help you identify areas for improvement and determine what digital resources should be prioritised for development or purchase. And lastly, evaluate feedback. Collect feedback from patrons through their suggestions and ideas for improvement. This will help you make informed decisions about how best to meet your patrons' needs. So speaking of tracking and digging into data, let's have a look at how Liberty can help you do this. This is the dashboard, which we had a quick look at before, and this is great for live up-to-the-minute reporting. But for more detailed reports, let's have a look at this one, for example, the Borrower Engagement Report. This report is fantastic because it helps you, at a glance over a time period, see exactly what your borrowers are up to. And you can see you've got all kinds of information, such as searches by field or source. And speaking of borrowers, here's a report that helps me see my top 100 resources. Gives me an idea on what's popular in the library and what's trending. So a great opportunity for me to have a look at where I should be focusing my priorities. Borrower loan statistics also help me understand who's borrowing from the library based on the type of borrowers that I have. I've also got a failed searches summary. So this helps me better understand what my borrowers are searching for and whether I need to add any prompts in, maybe a "did you actually mean" option in the searching there. Liberty has over 400 reports that you can access, which is a lot, but it means that there'll certainly be something that can meet your data needs. But even better, you can create custom reports in Liberty and you can schedule reports for delivery at set intervals. So for example, that borrower engagement report, you might want that to turn up once a month. Let's check out tip 5, which is all about collaboration. Build relationships with other libraries, organisations and individuals to support and grow your library. Working in a one-person library can be isolating. Avoid that silo feeling and make some connections to help you feel like you've got a team behind you. Share resources and information. Borrow materials from other institutions to help build your collection, either through interlibrary loans or maybe a rotation of collections. Schedule visits with other libraries from other locations. Why not have a look at what other one-person libraries are doing? You never know what you're going to see. Outsource your tasks wherever possible and prioritise collaboration. Think about who's important to you to help make your day go easier. And lastly, think about what your relationship is like with your vendor. Make sure you've got access to a help desk where you can troubleshoot with an actual human. Bounce ideas off them about improving your workflows. Your vendor should also have access to guides, documents, or videos that you can help yourself along with. Think about how you can stay informed. That would be tip number 6. Set time aside to stay informed about new products and services that may benefit your patrons or your users or yourself. There's some great podcasts out there about staying across trends in library science. There's also some great subscriptions that you can do via newsletters in emails. Attend conferences and seminars to learn best practices for one-person library environments. Take advantage of training opportunities from professional organisations or vendors. Stay up to date with the latest trends. I like to keep an eye on my bestie, Marshall Breeding, and his library technology guides. Use online resources and tools to streamline your library operations. These are all important so you stay across and adapt with the constantly changing environment in libraries. On this screen, I've got a little bit of a visual snapshot of that tip number 6 that I just talked about. So there's some great opportunities for free or low-cost training. But I bet you're probably thinking, yeah, right, when? Well, successfully using technology and automating as many of those processes as you can and having a plan will help. You can schedule professional development time into those plans. Take advantage of some of this free or low-cost training, like Web Junction, for example. They've got some amazing on-demand webinars that you can access for free. Coursera is a great example of a MOOC, where you can access short courses to help build your professional skills in a specific area. And our last tip, can you believe we're at tip number 7 already? Is blow your own trumpet. Let's talk about marketing. Once you've evaluated and assessed your library processes and services, making changes as you need them. Tell people about how great your service is by employing effective marketing tactics, such as newsletters, social media platforms, existing networks like your corporate intranet, and flyers to help promote your library materials, services, and resources. This is really important in a one-person library. And before we wrap up today, I just wanted to share with you something that we've got access to, anyone can access. It's sharemylibrary.app. This is a cool tool where you can actually turn a web address into a QR code. You can pop in a headline, and then if you've got a URL in mind, you can add that URL to turn it into a QR code, making it easy for anyone to scan that QR code and access your homepage or your OPAC. You can download that as an image, and you'll see that you've now got an image that you can add to your email signature. You can add it to your intranet page. You can pop it up in the lunchroom and make sure people have quick and easy access to your library or your OPAC. So that address again is sharemylibrary.app, and that's available to anybody who would like to make a QR image to give people quick and easy access to their catalogue. Well, guys, it's time to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I thought what we would do now is just quickly run through those 7 tips. So in this webinar today, we talked about being organised and managing your time. We talked about technology quite a lot because we really can't emphasize how powerful an ILMS is to helping you make your one-person library feel less like a one-person library. We talked about staying connected. It's really important to understand what people are looking for in terms of resources and access to services. Data is going to be your best friend. If you can dig into data and get some valuable insights, you'll uncover all sorts of great tips about how you can deliver the best possible service, even on your own. Collaborate with others so you feel like you've got a team behind you. And remember, try and stay informed, get across some professional development and keep up with the latest trends. And remember to market all of that wonderful resource, all of those wonderful resources you have right there. If you think that we can help you manage your library, please feel free to get in touch with our team at the details that you see on the screen. You can email us or you can visit our website for more information. And if you're one of our existing lovely customers, you know you can always contact the help desk with any questions you might have about this webinar. Thank you again for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Enjoy. Bye.